All right. As some of you know, I've been coming to Yosemite for the last 5 years and making this annual pilgrimage by myself during the wintertime. It's always been a means to disconnect from the city life, from social media, from work. Then a good way for me to challenge myself by camping in the elements where it's cold as shit. I hate the cold. And really take this time to reflect and look back on the year. You know, the good, the bad. And then set my intentions for the new year. And I know it sounds cheesy. People do this shit all the time. I get it. This is nothing new. But this is something that works for me, and this is something that I love to do. I wanted to make this video not to really boast about the fact that I come out to Yosemite every single year and brave the elements and, do this shit. I really want to talk about my past year and what I've struggled with, and that's been depression. It all started back in February when I got laid off from my full-time job of 4.5 years. That makes you feel a little bit unworthy or worthless sometimes. But I eventually got over that pretty quickly once I just realized I should just take this opportunity and time to kick back, not worry about working, and really just find myself, find my passions again. I don't know, dumb cheesy shit. So the plan was for me to move to Mexico. I had visited last year in last December, fell in love with Guadalajara and planned on moving there, but fast forward a couple months later in April, and I had the unfortunate incident of breaking my legs. So that was a big setback, and that in itself was a really traumatizing experience in terms of spending 8 days in the hospital, healing from that, and had my ups and downs, but then the sadness immediately turned into gratitude once I realized how lucky I was to be alive, but also things could have been a lot worse. I could have died, but I didn't. So that gratitude helped me out for a little bit until those moments I spent home alone really got dark because things felt very lonely. There was no one that could relate to what I was going through, at least in my immediate circle. I was recommended to go follow a Facebook group of people who had similar injuries, but even then it felt like, I truly felt like I would never heal properly, that I would never be able to walk properly again without pain or discomfort. I think those moments of loneliness were no one's fault but my own in some ways. Most of this life I've had to, or felt like I had the responsibility of being that strong person. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. I have always felt like I needed to prove myself in some capacity, and that by showing vulnerability or speaking about really sensitive issues or showing sensitivity was always a weakness. It was really difficult for me to be around my friends and to want to talk about things that I'm struggling with, because I know that sometimes these topics can be very heavy, and I never want to feel like I'm burdening my friends with the things that I'm struggling with. And earlier this year I did start therapy. Before I realized how depressed I was, I knew it was something I wanted to get into for a very long time. I knew it was something that was going to be very helpful for me, because I've seen a lot of progress, healthy, good progress within my friends that have gone to therapy for a long time. But I told my therapist this recently that I feel like I don't want to be a burden, because I know that people gravitate towards me and like me for who I am because I bring out the best in them. I bring out this side of them. Or I know people like me because I can bring a lot of good positive energy people love and feed off of. And when I'm in my highest of highs, I'm aware of that. At the same time, I know that if I'm really low, that same energy is still emanating off of me, and I know how much it can affect people, and I never want to burden people with that, because it sucks. It's a lot to handle. So as I told my therapist this, she asked me, she said, has there ever been a time where your friends confided in you? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, totally. And she said, what do you typically do? And I tell her, I open up space to receive them, to listen to them, to be a shoulder to cry on, to be whatever they need for me to be at that time. And then she asked, have they ever felt like a burden to you? Obviously the answer is no. Along the way in life somewhere, I felt like I'm not allowed to share my struggles with people. And that's something I'm working through. I don't know if you can tell now, it's snowing. I think the point of this video is to share with you that, if you're going through something, and we all are in some capacity, you are not alone. You're not alone. I wanted to make this video because I know that sometimes people perceive me as this very happy-go-lucky, happy guy. And I can be. At the same time, I feel like I haven't been truly authentic and real with myself or with you or with anyone about my struggles, and that I've been hiding behind this smile and this face and making content, posting pictures, posting videos of my travels, and never really speaking about what's going on. And like I'd mentioned, I felt really lonely through it all because I never really shared myself. So if there's ever an opportunity for you to speak, and I know it's sometimes hard, know that you can come speak with me. If you ever want to find a therapist, let me know and I'll help you find one, because it's then an amazing, it's therapy has been really good for me since I've started. I'm grateful for my therapist, grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my friends too, and for everyone that takes the time to listen to me. I think a lot of the questions I have for myself going into this new year are, what does it mean and what does it look like to be authentic? What do my boundaries look like? What does it mean to honor myself and honor those boundaries? What does it mean to trust people again? Because that's something that I've lost. That's something that I lost in people this year. Just lost my trust in people. I love being in Yosemite. It's always nice to come back. It feels like, I've said this in the past, it feels like you're seeing an old friend again, because it feels so familiar, right? Everything about it, the smell, the trees, the dirt, the sounds. I mean, behind me you have, well, it's foggy now, but earlier, El Capitan's over here. Sentinel Rock is right here. Behind me a little bit was more of Sentinel, no, Cathedral, and a little bit of Bridal Veil. I love Yosemite, but fuck the winter time. It's cold, it's fucking wet. When I first got here, it was raining hard. I don't mind the snow, but I don't know. I came out here, I started coming out here to challenge myself. put myself through these elements, you know, put myself through these moments of like pain and suffering to some degree. But realizing, man, like sometimes you don't have to do that to yourself. There's enough pain and suffering there's enough pain and suffering we endure as human beings anyways. Why subject yourself to more on purpose? And don't get me wrong, I always you know, reap the benefits of doing so. You know, I always learn something new about myself. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is fuck wintertime. I'm gonna come back to Yosemite next year, at least during Thanksgiving break where it's still warm and there's no snow on the ground yet, because this is cool and all, but I'm fucking cold. Nah, I mean, this is pretty fucking cool. Like, check this out. I don't know what else there is to say left. Hope I've said enough. Hope this is enough to cut a video. Hopefully I've gotten my point across. Shit. Life is hard. It is. Life is hard. But sometimes it's easier when you have the right people in your life to be there for you and to support you and to show you love. So that's it. I guess that's all I have to say. Yeah. I mean, come on.